Hey, and welcome back to Garage 86. Now, if you want proof of just how long I've been hoarding parts, this right here is a good example. Let me show you. Check that date just there. Does it show? Not very well. How about... Trying to cover his details. Here we go. Mailing date. 8th of July 2018, although that's probably American, so it could be the 7th of August 2018. But what is it? What is in this big odd shaped square box? Let me show you. That's the plan for today. Look at that. Steering wheel. Gotta get all these bits before they go out. So yeah, let me get you set up in the car, show you how to take the old one off, but that might be easier on this one because I know as well these silvery bits are pretty disgusting, so we're going to want to change those out for the one that is right here. But first I'll get this all out the box, show you what we're working with. If that's something you might be interested in, then like, subscribe, etc, etc. Thank you for your time. First things first, I just wanted to show you it on the bench, so let's ditch this box. Get that out of the way for you, so you can see what we're working with. So, it has got a few marks on it. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up. A couple of bits around here, might give it a leather treatment once I've figured out how it all works. And we got a few like scratches down here and marks on here, but this is pretty easy to replace. You just got one screw there, and then this panel comes off the front. But yeah, this is the TRD wheel. I don't know if it will show, but it's Momo as well down there. A little bit chunkier in the hand. It's not massively different size wise, but you know what I'm like when it comes to a TRD logo. But what I also have here relates to part of my later job to give it a rear fog light to get it through the MOT. This is the UK stalks. So you've got your fog lights. So there you got your front fog lights and your rear fog light there, so that'll engage that. It may need an auto electrician at some point, so if you can help me with that, I'd be greatly appreciated. But firstly, to get the other one out of the car, we've got to remove the airbag. Then that gets you to the big bolt there that's holding the steering wheel on. And the easiest, well, not the easiest, the way to do it relates to these pins just in here. So you got one just there, one just here, and when you look at it, if you poke the screwdriver in there, you're connecting with that pin. So you've got that one there, and then hopefully the airbag will come out. But one way to test it, I guess. So here we are in the car. First things first, disconnect the battery. I know I probably don't have to tell you that, but we are dealing with explosives, so always a good idea to switch that off. Second thing, make sure it's pointing at 12 o'clock, because if it's twisted like this, you may never get your alignment. Well, you probably will get your alignment back, but it won't be quite as nice and easy as it would be just to do it like this. So first things first, got my trusty screwdriver. Find that hole that I was showing you, and you see how easy that popped up there. So you just poke it in the hole and that pops up there. Find the other side, poke it in the hole. This one I won't find as easily, I bet. Ah, there we go. think there might be one. Is there another one? Or is it just those two? That's one. Let's check these ones are all done all the way. Definitely something. Oh, there we go. Found one at the bottom. When you know, you know. There we go. And that pops out just like that. Now, on the back, we've got one fixing here, which I would imagine is for the horn, which is just like a speaker fixing. We'll just pull that off. Obviously it's never been off before, so I imagine it's going to be tricky. And the other one is just this one here, which is the yellow one on the airbag. Let me have a look. Yeah, this one should just wriggle off. There we go. This one though, I'm going to need a smaller screwdriver than that. Bear with me a sec. There we go. And there's a little arrow on it that says do it from this side. So if we just slide that under there like that. And it should pull out like that. And we have the airbag off. This gets reused in the other wheel. Luckily the Japanese one is the leather one with the 86 on it anyway. So the next thing we got to tackle is this white connector in here, because otherwise when you pull that forward you're going to drag that cable out and that's not going to be much fun. So give that a pinch, that comes out, and then you've got access to this big nut down here. Now if I'd have thought ahead, I would have also got a socket set, but I didn't think ahead, so I'll get it now. I mean, this whole lot is overkill because let's face it, it's a Toyota. So it's going to be a 10, a 12, a 14 or a 17. So 14? Might be bigger than, yeah, bigger than a 14. 17 would be my guess then. Let's check. Hold it with your legs. Oh, it's tight. There we go. Right, so any guidance videos on changing a steering wheel always say the same thing. Leave a little bit of thread on the nut so that when you try and wiggle it forward, you don't smack yourself in the face with the steering wheel. And that's just what happened there. You saw how it projected forwards, but it caught it. Undo the last bit by hand, or go back to the socket set, whatever you prefer, and it should just come off. Feed these, oh, this section actually comes with the wheel, didn't know that, but there you go. And then this is your clock spring, so we just want to try and make sure that doesn't move. But what we're also going to do once this steering wheel is ready is go a stage further, because I want to change these. These are the Japanese ones. So this car did come with fog lights, front fog lights, so you've got the twisting bit there. But on the UK one, there's a reversing fog light section here too. So you twist it one further and it will switch the rear lights on. As I want to try and keep this authentic as possible, I'm going to try and give that a go. If not, I'll go back and I'm sure I can find something here so I can put a rear fog light down there. But I prefer to have it like the UK model so it all looks a little bit more stock. But let's get this wheel torn down, get the other one ready to go, and then I'll try and tackle this. and see how well these come off. So now we got the steering wheel out of the way, I just want to have a look at switching this one over. As you can see, that's your bit there for the fog light, which you don't have on this version. You can also probably tell everything's reversed. So there's your indicators on the Japanese version. On the UK one, they're over here. And everything wiper wise switches over too. So fingers crossed this isn't too horrible, but obviously let's undo these two screws first, and then this plastic shroud should come off. Yeah, there we go. I just lost the key cover, but that goes on last anyway. So let's take that off, and then this one just pops upwards like that. Obviously it's dusty. Now here's our clock spring, which has got some connections to it. So I'm seeing this white one here. That one comes out quite nicely. We've got a yellow one here for the airbag. Where's my flathead screwdriver? Yeah, that one should, hopefully, there you go. You can't see it because it's on that side sadly, but when you press that in there, it springs back and then it releases. So that one's okay to come out. And then we should have a third one, so I've got two. Those ones are for that. That's not relevant. Not quite sure. Let me see if I can put some light on it. How it comes out now. Because obviously I don't want to break it. Oh, okay. So there's a retaining clip up the top here. Is there another one? The bottom probably. And one at the bottom by the feel of it. And this more at the side here. Oh, that's where it pushes into. That side and that side. So bear with me a sec. Let me do a quick bit of research. I thought I had it. Maybe not. Oh. Right. Bit of careful research. Figured it out. There are 3 clips. There's also 3 plugs. There's a third one just under here. You see that green connector? That last one comes in that. Then you've got that one release at the top. And then there are 2 here and here. So if I do this one and then this one, if you just push down there, whole thing should come out in front of you. So I'm going to keep that in that position, place it on the floor, and then we're met with the same thing we have here, hopefully. So it all looks very similar, obviously reversed, but I think with this one what we need to do is it's got this big metal clip, pinch clip at the top, and when you pinch that together it loosens off this plastic bit and you can slide it off forwards. But hopefully what I'm seeing here as well is a complete reverse of what I've got here. So I'm just going to test it quickly before I go too far into it. So that one should come out going there. These two should pop out and go in the other side over here. So one in there and one in there. Yeah, and then that'll all go back together. So obviously I don't want that there just yet, so I'll disconnect those again. I'll get some big grips. Hopefully I'll be able to move this, slide it off and out of the way. Let's see how that goes. So what I'm going to try and do, as I said, is just get that, let's enlarge those slightly, get that onto that there and just pinch together. So you won't be able to see it too well because it's on the top, but fingers crossed, that should be it. Didn't want to move, but have we got some screws as well? It's nice that you can come along with the journey of discovery here as well, I bet. Because I know just about as much as you do about this stage. I don't see any other connections. There's no screws. There's no obvious fixings. I guess what I'll have to try and employ is persistence. There we go. That was the problem. What I hadn't done, or what I had done, was make it slightly too far apart so it wasn't going all the way shut like that. So let's put this back on there, and that is off. So we're left with quite a naked little setup here. But here's our UK one. Fingers crossed this will just go on just the way it came off. Just going to try and move that around slightly. Because it's very close to the plastic. There we go. Now I've pushed it too far the other way to the plastic. There we are. Right. So if this goes back on like that, and I'll try and pinch these together. Go straight back into the same trap again. So yeah, pinch these together release that, and that feels like it's not going anywhere to me. We like that. Right, so let's try and put these back in where they seem to want to go. So that was this one, goes over here, which is for the indicators by the looks of it. There we go, that have them facing the right way generally helps. And these ones are for your window wipers. But they all seem to quite happily switch around without any issues. And then let's try and get this clock spring back. I haven't moved it as much as I know, but that fit rather nicely. So the yellow one plugs back in there with a click, this one goes back in here with a click, and the green one is probably the one I should have done first, but that faces in there and goes up into that connection there. And hopefully that is a UK car. Let's put these back on as well. Slide that back. Sit this on top. Obviously, gonna have to try this afterwards, make sure that it all works, like your indicators and your lights and whatnot. But so both on the bench now, got the TRD one and the standard UK one. So like I said, first things first, I want to take this silver one off. I don't think I'll go black on this one because I know the rest of my interior has got all the black accents, but I quite like that little silver dash. So like we said before, it's just the two screws. Let me turn that round. Done this one already. It's this one here. Is the other one. Obviously if yours is in okay condition you don't have to do this, it's just I would rather this one because it's in a nicer condition than the one on the other wheel. And then that just has obviously been in there a while, so it's all just push fit, but it does come off like that. And what I think I'm going to do as well is take this, because this is the one that came with the car, which is your cruise control fixture, and it also has all this wiring in it as well. So it's just two screws, and that is just slotted into a retaining holder. So that comes out like that. And I'm just going to take these two screws out as well and change that whole setup into the new one, new to me one as well. A few springs on this one, washers on this one, so just make sure that they all stay put, we don't lose them. And then I'm assuming we've got just a little bit of leverage, and then it comes out. It's going to have to come in, I would think, before it comes out. Yeah, and then we just push it in through that hole and that comes out. So let's put this to the side. Do the same with this one. It's easier probably to take this chrome trim off first, because that is sitting in front of this mechanism here. So we'll do the same thing, undo these fixings here, pop those out of the way, and that should, if we pinch it inwards, it should just pop out. This one's not as keen as the other one was, but it's the same mechanism, does the same thing. And then just again, these two screws here hold on our cruise control. You'll see on this one, they've actually disconnected the horn press. So I imagine when they did this, when they took the airbag out and all those other bits, they just left this blue cable and this plug here hanging off, because it would normally fit here. But as I'm swapping the whole thing over, oh, there you go, easier the second time round. So to install it, we just do the reverse, slide that in through there. We've obviously already got our fixing cable in. I went slightly too far there. There's a locating pin just there. So I'm doing this too far away, aren't I? Hang on, let me move this around a bit. There's a locating pin just here. So you loop that over there like that. Get your first screw set up. And then that just screws back up into the one that we took it out of before. There we go, that's that first one done. Second one back in the same spot. Make sure the washer hasn't moved. There we go. There we go. And then this just slides under there, and then if you can see it, just here behind the cable, there's just a black retaining clip that it just pushes into, and then that is that. And then all we got to do is fit the less marked up version of this. Just push it in at the bottom first, work your way around with it. There we go. Pick our other screws up and then just put them back in. Oh, sorry about that. Professional always. That goes in there like that, and that just does up. And that's one done. And then the other one just slides in there like that, and then we're all done. So we got our switch on the back, we've got our cabling run, and we got a steering wheel that's ready to go in the car. Just going to use the other camera, so just on the smaller camera so you can zoom in and see stuff. There's your TRD logo with your red bit at the top. On the back you can see it's made by Momo, but let me just show you the inside, just because it might be a little bit easier to see on this. That screw there and that screw there are the ones that hold this silver cover on. Get my fat fingers out of the way. That black wire fits into this retaining clip here, which you just push out the way with your thumb. There's no hardness in that. And then your power steering stalk is fitted on with these two screws here, and there's your locating pin just there. And then the cable in is already included in it, and that's the bit that goes into your steering wheel. So let's get this back in the car, see how it looks. Right, back in the car with the wheel. The only thing really to make sure is that we gently thread that through there, and as we, that's not a great angle, is it? Let's see if I can get round behind it slightly. Let me do this bit with the handheld camera. So just wanted to make sure that when we push it on, this fits through the top hole cut out there on the steering wheel, and it sits nicely on the spline. These bits go into the airbag, so we haven't got to worry about those so much yet. Actually, that one, dumbass that I am, goes into there at the top. But let's get this bolt on. Got it just down here. So thread that lightly with my fingers. Make sure this again is at the 12 o'clock position and it's solidly on there. Pick up the socket, get that one on. Hold it with my knees. Oh, don't think that's going to go anywhere. Then, like I said, this connection goes into the top there of the clock spring. We pick up our airbag again, and we know that this yellow one goes in the middle here, and the blue one just fits on that little tang down there. So it might be easier to try and get that one done first, because that was a bit of a pain last time. Oh, not so much this time. And then this seems to have closed itself ever so helpfully. There we go. Pop that back open, and then that just fits into the wheel like that, and we push that down, and that's that. Then hopefully this should just sit up, and with a push, fitted. So that should be our TRD wheel done. But obviously, let's get the power back on, see if it all still works okay. So first things first, as you can see, the power's back on and it hasn't exploded in my face yet. So we'll class that as a win. But let's just try it, make sure we're okay. Well, that definitely works for that. The indicators don't seem to work though. You can see the lights do, but not like that. Okay. So I think what we're going to have to do is work out some wiring then. Yippee! The saga continues. So after a quick detour to not a chance am I leaving it like that, let's see how this goes. Okay, it hasn't exploded, that's a plus. There's the different mirrors. Yeah, that works. What about this? Indicator, other indicator. Stop that for a second. What we got over here? Lights. Yeah, there's your main beam. Let's make sure that so the fog lights come on. It's not very obvious to see there, but there you go. And flash. Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna have to go with the button down here. I want to see if I can still have it so that because you see how you got the fog light come up there. I want to see if it's possible to get the rear fog light to come up there, but hopefully that should be a wiring fix. but the steering wheel's in, so that's a plus. But yeah, definitely not going through all the heartache with that UK connector, because they're not even wired, it's soldered onto a board, and I'm not getting involved with that. So I'm gonna have to figure out this down here, have the other button there, and like I said, try and get it so that it brings up the indicator up there. Looks like there's a part 2 coming. Not your normal end for my videos, I must admit. Generally I'd be over there on my seat, but some days you just can't. So a few issues there, none that can't be resolved, I'm sure, but just got to try and figure out the new panel for down there, the button for down there, and obviously it'll have to look like a rear fog light rather than a front fog light. So if you've enjoyed me being in pain, then please like and subscribe. I appreciate every one of you who does. Or if you want to ask me a question or make a suggestion, pop it down in the comment section. But other than that, I am a broken and defeated man, and I'm going to call it a night. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a good one, and I hope I'll see you next time. Cheers.